Traders in the building, what's good? Welcome back to another video. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new, I'm so glad that you've discovered me. And if you're a 10 subscriber, thank you so much for the continued love and support. You already know what time it is, man. It's the time of the week where I do the weekly analysis, and today I'll be doing the dollar index, gold, US30 and US100. And I'll start with the dollar index since it's the first on the watch list. And as you can see, I am bullish on this particular market, and to explain why for those who are new, it's simply because we are in a bullish trend. I say this because we keep making higher highs and obviously we keep making higher lows. Another significant reason to note is that we are currently above an area of sensitivity. We are currently above a support. Say this because this was a resistance before, price broke above, came back, and then it bought from there. However, we do currently see that the market is trying to come back to that area, and so now at the moment I'd be bearish. What do I mean by that? Let's go to a smaller time frame so you can see what exactly I mean by that. If you go to this smaller time frame, you will notice that the market is currently correcting itself. I would say because this would look like an impulse and then this would look like a correction. However, this correction is a bit disturbing because it has broken that significant high over there, which I really didn't expect. I thought from there the market was going to buy, and then it broke below that structure, and currently now we are holding from this structure. So on two possibilities: the market could bounce from this structure, and if it does, then great, it means we're going to continue looking for buys. However, I'm expecting it to break because at the moment I do see that there is bearish momentum in this market, so I do expect this particular market to break below. And my thing is for me to take sales on this market, or rather for you to take sales. If you're trading this particular market, you would have to wait a retest and you sell that market from that resistance over there. Because of this structure at the moment, I will be really anticipating those sales. That's all I have for this particular market. There's nothing more, there's nothing less. Moving on to the second market of the day, this is gold, and on this particular one I am bullish, and to explain why, let's go to the monthly time frame so you can see the overall perspective why I am bullish on this market. So you notice over here the market, we do have an area of significance that I had marked over there, that resisting trend line over there. This was the first touch, second touch, third touch, and a fourth touch. Initially I was bearish on this market, right? And I was thinking that the market was going to sell at least until this support. The reason was, anytime the market got to that resistance, it rejected, got there to the resistance, rejected, and so we were at that resistance again, and we were rejecting from that area until that conflict in the Middle East. And because of that, at the moment I will still continue looking for buys, because even structure at the moment is suggesting that the market is going to the upside. But how can you take advantage of this move going to the upside? Go to the smaller time frame, like I usually encourage you guys to do so. And now, looking at this market structure over here, you will clearly see that the market has been moving up, and it broke all structures to the left. If you notice, all structure to the left was broken, and so this market came back to retest over this support over here, and from that it went bullish from there on. So my anticipation, or rather what I'm expecting from the market next week, is a correction, rather a retest from that area. I'm expecting the market to come back to retest this support, and this is where we can continue looking for buyers. However, this is the market, man. It could do anything. Yours is to just pay attention and study what price is doing, and if price is bullish at that time, you continue buying, because it could do that. It could just continue going up, break that resistance, and continue up without even coming to this support. Or another scenario, it could just break this support and no longer even go up, come here and drop from that area. You just need to pay attention to what price is doing around structure. So these are my areas of interest. I mark them with the gray area. So this is an area of interest, another area of interest over there to watch for. So you just need to be careful on those areas. Whatever price that is doing, if price is rejecting that area, you go with it. If it's breaking that area, you wait for a retest and then you continue in that direction. But that's all I have for this week on this particular market. There's nothing more, there's nothing less. And if I'm too fast for you, or rather I'm not making sense, you can just comment down below and we'll discuss it in the comment section. I will not be sharing my trades like I usually do at the moment. I'm currently working on myself to make sure that I improve my psychology again, so that I can give back to you guys. Remember, I can't give what I don't have, so I need to make sure that I'm on track, and then once I feel that I'm on track, I will then again start sharing my trades with you guys, and I hope it makes sense. Moving on to US30, the second last pair of the day. I'm bullish on this market, going to the monthly time frame to see why. If you notice over here, we do come from structure, and now my thing is based on how I trade, I've seen that the market usually moves from structure to structure. If it comes from a support, it's most likely going to go to a resistance before it can do something, right? Initially, that's what I thought too. And then the market went up, and then this was around May, I believe. Then we saw the market correcting itself, coming down, and I was so confused as to why the market is behaving like that. It didn't make sense to me. However, now as we see at the moment, we are getting that bullish engulfing candlestick. Look at this, man. This was 3 months of work. The market was short for 3 months, and then now with this one bullish candlestick, we can see that we have engulfed already 2 candlesticks, and there is a possibility that the market is going to continue going up to that high. But how can you take advantage of this move going up? It's easy. Again, go to a smaller time frame, and on a smaller time frame, what you look for is structure, and structure is anything suggesting that the market is about to buy. You just mark your areas of interest where you would like to enter for those buys, and you do exactly that. So my areas of interest at the moment is this one over here, right? And last week my area of interest was this one over here. Now that's the thing, the market doesn't have to always give you a retest on a higher time frame. Remember, this is a daily time frame, so that retest would be a trend on its own on a smaller time frame. So if you see that the market, like hence I always say, if the market is rejecting an area of interest, you need to go with it. If it breaks that area of interest, you need to go with it. So even now, if the market could come back over here to retest, that the market would be creating another trend on a smaller time frame, a short-term selling trend, and you would need to go with it until the market then goes up again. But it's really something that's very complex at the moment. I don't want to confuse you guys, but maybe I will make a separate video on that one, and if you do want it, you can just comment down below. So as you can see, I'm expecting a retest on this area, and this is where you can look for buys. However, the market doesn't have to do that. It can just continue going up, and yours is to always make sure that you pay attention to what structure is doing on a smaller time frame. For example, you see over here, I had this area, the market was on a resistance, and if you knew that I trade break and retest, or rather if you trade break and retest, you would have been able to capitalize on that move going up, even though the market didn't come back down. You just go to a smaller time frame. Let's go to the 15 minutes time frame, because I remember I did see something over there, and this over here, the market obviously, look, it broke that area of significance. It broke it. And when it breaks it, this is the high, the last high of that we had over there, and then the market came back and then it bought again. This is an area of significance. If you mark it like this, the market broke above, came back, and it bought. And I could do this thing over and over again, and you would see that this is how it's an effective way of trading. This is a high, comes back, the market breaks that high, retest, and it buys. Another high over here, the market breaks that high, come retest, and it buys. So that's what happens. It doesn't have to happen on a higher time frame. You just need to know the overall direction, and you go in a smaller time frame and you try to capitalize on those moves, looking for such things, so on and so forth. But that's all I have for the week that is coming, man. There's nothing more, there's nothing less. Moving on, this is the last instrument of the day, US100, and I am also bullish on this one. Going to the monthly time frame to explain why. The same thing similar to US30. Like I always say, we come from structure, and from structure we need to go back to structure. As you can see, this was a support. The market brought from this support bullish momentum over there. The market couldn't go to reach that high, and then we saw with those 3 candlesticks over there coming to the downside. And I really thought maybe we are now rejecting that high, though it didn't reach that high. And as you can see, currently the market is coming again, and so far it has engulfed all of those 3 monthly candlesticks with just 1 candlestick. So with that, we should be looking for buys. But how can you take advantage of this move going to the upside? It's easy. Go to a daily time frame or a smaller time frame, the one that you prefer. I will encourage obviously the daily time frame before you drop to a smaller time frame. And again, you look for structure, and as you can see, it's clear to see that we did break a trend line over here, came for a retest, and we went above it. And last week I didn't have a direction bias rather on this market, and I did advise you guys that you should look for anything, because price was still below this area over here. And I did say, if the market is failing in this area, you should look for sells. However, if you see that the market breaks this area, wait a retest and then you buy. And if you did see that sorry, I didn't make a video rather, but I made a post and I explained each and every trade. So this is what happened. If maybe you traded this market on a smaller time frame, you would notice that it did give us that retest. That's what the market always does. It never goes in one direction without giving back that retest. And as you can see, this was an area of significance over here. Rather, this was a resistance over here. The market broke the resistance, came back, and then it bought. But it doesn't always have to be clean like that. You just need to pay attention. I'm just showing you what I would usually look for. And yeah, man, try to do that on your own and see how it works out for you. That's all I have for this week, man. If you like this video, please do give it a thumbs up. Thank you guys for the continued love and support. I'll see you next week, same time, same place, and I am out.